Just ahead, our newly elected student government leader, Amelia Lord, is in the studio. We'll ask about her plans to improve student life at Georgia College right after the break.
At the Grove, and we are located directly across the street from the Georgia College dorms, which is within walking distance from the campus. We offer 2 and 3 bedroom apartments here. We have 2 resort-style pools, a 24-hour fitness center. So just take a short stroll across the street from Georgia College and come check us out.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you feel the sun?
Welcome back to GC360. SGA has apologized for statements made by Vice President-elect Matt Krackomberger. During his performance at Alpha Delta Pi's King of Diamonds last night, Krackomberger did a stand-up comedy routine that was interpreted as ridiculing of other Greek organizations. King of Diamonds is an annual male pageant raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. Each contestant represents an organization on Georgia College's campus. Krackomberger represented Alpha Omicron Pi at last night's event. SGA Executive Board apologized for those people affected by the performance and called it highly disrespectful and inappropriate. Krackomberger is under further investigation by the Executive Board. Amelia Lord, the SGA President-elect, also issued a statement saying the skit was unacceptable and that there would be consequences. Lord said, quoting, "I will be taking steps to control the situation and I would like to apologize."
Amelia Lord joins us in the studio now. Thank you for being here, Amelia.
Thank you.
Pleasure
Happy to be
have
here.
You. Also, happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, we had planned to talk mostly about your plans for your presidency, but I think viewers would appreciate if we addressed more of the Matt Krackomberger situation. And so in your statement, you said you were planning to control the situation. What did you mean by that?
Yes, so right now we are looking further into it. I have contacted those people who have been affected, who are specifically named, to apologize. But of course, Matthew acted on his own. This is in no way a representation of student government as a whole. As to the steps that we will be taking, I can't comment on that at the time, but we will be having meetings in order to investigate what we can do to discipline this.
Okay, great. Thank you. And if I may say, I know, many people and various organizations may have been offended by some of the statements, but just how severe would these consequences be? Isn't it an issue of satire or free speech? He has the freedom to maybe make these jokes and comments as part of our First Amendment?
Yes. So in no way am I disregarding his First Amendment right.
No,
but,
of course not. I didn't mean to imply that.
No, you're fine. But it is up to our Senate. If our Senate wants to take it as far as removal from office, they could. The Senate is up to that. So I, as President-elect, do not have a hand in that.
Okay.
Because that is not how our removal process is detailed. That's not how our discipline process is detailed. The judicial board can also take a stand. It really just depends on student government within the different branches, what they would like to do.
Okay. And in your opinion, do you think it would actually get that serious, that the Senate would remove him just for comments like this?
I will not comment at this time. We aren't even 24 hours out, so I'm not sure. I don't know exactly the pulse of the Senate, how they're feeling at the moment. I have myself been meeting with people, just making sure that the administration knows that we meant no disrespect, that AD Pi knows that student government would never want to disrespect their philanthropy event.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Amelia, for answering those questions. I appreciate that. So let's move on to some other topics then. Alrighty, were you surprised that you won? And may I say, it was quite the win.
Thank you. Surprised? Well, it is always hard to go up against an incumbent, especially Mike Mueller, who has done an amazing job this year. I did work on his campaign last year, and so it was nothing personal running against him. Surprised? No, I was very hopeful. I did have an amazing team behind me. I had a lot of support. So I was just very happy with the results.
Yeah, really great marketing. I saw your name. It was in chalk everywhere. Even if I didn't know who else was running, I know I'm voting for Lord because her name's on the sidewalk everywhere.
Yeah, and I can't even take credit for that. I had just kind of sent out a message to my friends and different group messages and everything, and that night when we were going to talk, I think like 30 people showed up, which is incredible, and just made my heart full that so many people would want to support me.
Absolutely, yeah, huge support for you. All right, what is your top priority, Amelia, when you take office?
Okay.
What's your number one goal?
So number one, I've already started working on it, is going to be making sure that each student knows what they can get out of student government. Making sure that they understand that if I need travel funding for a conference where I'm presenting, I can get that from student government. If I need a free Scantron, I'm 5 minutes till my test, you can go to student government. Just knowing it's just knowing the simple things that student government can do for you, and so that starts with having in-office office hours. So opening up our staff office, which has a sliding glass window, and having senators sitting there physically behind it so that you can ask any questions that you want, you can get information, you can use our printing facilities. So that is my very first step. Also, next week I will be starting interviews for my chief of staff. The application actually goes Wednesday. And so once I have a chief of staff, I'll be expanding my cabinet. That is having a cohort affairs director, making sure that we have people who are filling each positions, if that's environmental affairs, all the way down to our media team, making sure that every student can see pictures of not only Senate, but also each student government event that we have.
Fantastic. And would those applications that be sent out in an email to everybody? Is there a specific link or site you want to plug?
So OrgSync, we have all of our applications on OrgSync, and the Wednesday before spring break, so I guess next Wednesday, we will be putting out the application for any cabinet positions, and that will close the Friday after spring break.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have thought it through very thoroughly.
Yes.
Well done. All right. Was there anything in particular that President Mueller did, the incumbent that you beat out, that you would want to change while in office?
All right. Not so much change. I think just expanding on making sure that student government is student-centered. Mike did an amazing job with making sure that our administration relationships were very strong, making sure he's working on that. So I would love to continue that. Also, as long as we're talking about Mike, making sure that he's still involved, because he has been such a great president, such a great part of student government. So making sure that he's still involved with those university committees, still involved with the university. You
still want him to have a role then?
Oh yes, of course.
You'd consider him maybe for your cabinet?
Possibly. If he was looking at a cabinet position, yes. I think the Senate has his heart, so hopefully he might be a senator next year. We'll see what happens.
All righty. Well, Amelia, I want to thank you so much for coming in today. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
Yes, always nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.